These glasses fogged up.
Don't you go ahead and go live? Stop it. Damn. As soon as I put a good title on the video, you want to have problems.
What'd you title it?
Today's class is Donald Trump's history and that Russia's intercontinental missile, Satan II. But you see, I had to type all that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to mess up and not go live. It's live on YouTube. Get started in a minute. We live.
I'll just show up.
You said what?
I'll just show up.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Christ. Yeah, that's good to have those cameras. I really don't like this window being open, these curtains being open. Because if somebody wanted to come and try to shoot you from here, now they can see you.
See it from all class.
You know what I'm saying? They got full sight. I'd rather they have to just shoot like when they don't see nobody. As far as before they let them be able to just see, like, oh, okay. Murderous.
Have you ever had any problems like that?
Nah.
It's just in case.
You don't want to. Yeah, you want to prepare for that situation. So if it do ever happen, a motherfucker don't have an easy time. They don't just walk up and be like, yeah, so, they ain't never thought about this type of situation. We actually have an active shooter drill in the school that all the brothers it's part of the guard. Like knowing the guard, it's an active shooter drill. Like if somebody were to come, knock on the door, and then try to shoot everybody with a gun. What's the drill? So we already got that. We want to plan it out, so motherfucker try it if you want to.
That's nice.
Yeah, school. One of the generals in the school, General Haas, he's a SWAT team trainer, or ex-SWAT team trainer. Hey, officer, just come in and start teaching the class right now. The camera's already live, so Rob's about to get something together. Anyone see this over here? He can take over. Alright, the door's locked again, man, so if you get one off the top, there it goes.
Shalom. We are the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under the great Commander General Yohana. And our mission is to teach blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans that they are the 12 tribes of Israel, and the white man is the devil the Bible speaks of.
That's right.
Right. I'll take this from you. All right. Give me this. Oh, you got your this. Is this you right here, sir?
Right. Yeah, let me get the water. The white man is the devil.
Right,
the Bible
right.
speaks of. There's another thing too. This is one thing that a lot of people don't know. Right before the destruction, it's always one that gets risen up out of an enemy nation, right?
Right.
That ends up becoming the beginning of the ruin of that nation. Esau specifically. He's always had, certain key figures that ended up, rising up, and getting too much overwhelmed with pride or whatever and power, and ended up, overplaying their hand and playing themselves and their nation.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And we could pray for and we could depend on that, definitely. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
because, the person that they put up in office now, he pretty much epitomizes that. Even going back into his history, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
his childhood, the documentary, Donald Trump, the documentary even went back into his childhood. It went all the way back to his grandfather.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? His grandfather during the time of the gold rush was also, what he was doing, he made some of his fortune off selling people horse meat, dead horse meat, because see the trail that they had to, when in the gold rush and everything, the weather and everything was so bad, the climate was so bad, a lot of people was dying, starving, trying to find gold, the horses were falling dead, you see what I'm saying?
And Salaki, if I would, and it's funny because I remember being a kid in school and they had this game called the Oregon Trail, right? And the whole purpose of the game was to get to the parts of the world where you can actually mine gold, but on the way your horse would die, the people that you're traveling with would die.
Right.
But they should have did is hey, kept it real. Do you want to sell horse meat?
right. You know what I'm saying? And what his grandfather did. Because one thing, they not even Americans. They come from Germany.
Damn right.
They're Nazis. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
They Nazis. So he come from, Germany or whatever, and he went, instead of, going and searching for gold, he set up, little accommodations for them. You know what I'm saying? And when the horses were dying on these trails, right?
Right.
He would have his men to go and get those horses, and he would make his burgers out of that. You see what I'm saying? Out of them dead horses. And sell the meat, sell the burgers to the people in the gold rush.
So the white man is the goddamn devil.
That's right. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. The white man is the damn devil. Is the devil that the Bible speaks of. He was serving his own people dead, and a lot of them horses, have been dead for some time.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Or at the part of, the rigor mortis stage and all of that.
Right.
You think he gave it down? No, he was having those horses butchered up, and fried up, and served.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Let's just go back to, some of the treachery, and the history of their family. You see what I'm saying? So when it comes down to Donald Trump himself, right?
Right.
Donald Trump was known for being a rebel. Inside his own, house. You see what I'm saying? Among his family, all his family members and all of that. I can't remember the name of his grandfather. His father's name was something like Fried. It's some German. It's supposed to be like the American version of it is Fried.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And Salaki, if I would, sir. And that's one thing that all them all them Germans did when they came over to America. They got rid of their German name and switched to American names.
Right.
They still tried to keep a little twist on German though, so other Germans would, see through it and know who they were. Because every other nation, like I said, knows to stick together.
Right. Every other nation knows to stick together. You see what I'm saying? And also, too, his grandfather decided to go back to, he wanted to go back to Germany, as a matter of fact. He wanted to go back to Germany, you know what I'm saying? But he had been away from Germany for 8 years, so they revoked his citizenship, his German citizenship. So he wasn't able to go back to Germany. But really what they didn't want to do, they didn't want him spreading that American garbage, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Democracy over there.
Right.
Because everybody that comes to America, they get tainted.
Damn right.
Because this is Babylon. You see what I'm saying?
Damn right.
Even though Nazi Germany was super messed up itself, no doubt. But America is like, the filth of the filth.
Damn right.
You see what I'm saying?
Damn right.
It's so filthy that they make other places that's immoral look damn near moral.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's a place where all the organized crime people, you know what I'm saying, could just come here and just make fortunes. Whatever, is evil and is wicked to go ahead.
So, Lucky, what you're saying is a heavy point. Because we didn't all see the movie Godfather. Their whole ambitions was to get over here to America, not to get jobs, but to come sell drugs. You know what I'm saying?
To come over here, and what they were actually doing back then, they were selling the liquor.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Prohibition.
Damn
you see
right.
what I'm saying? I want to pull the one scripture, too, where it says, woe unto him to give his neighbor drink. Do you know how to... Google certain scriptures or whatever? That's a good precept for that. Woe unto him to give his neighbor drink, right?
Right.
Because that's what, America was also established on, the prohibition bootlegging. You know what I'm saying? They were also, off into that type of stuff too.
Damn right.
You see what I'm saying? And this is a place where, people can come and just get super rich, and they still doing it to this day. You know what I'm saying? Every other nation is coming here and doing that, right? And who, why are they doing it? Anybody tell me why that they're doing it? I mean, why they're able to do it? Go ahead.
Because the white man allows them to come over here and do it.
That too, but not just that. Because this is the bulk of where the slaves were taken to.
Okay. Right. And that was my next thing, that we still slaves.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's why whenever you go to a chicken joint, you don't see no niggas working there. No matter what major city you in, it's owned by heathens. The gas station is owned by heathens. Right. The nail salon is owned by heathens. We own nothing because slaves ain't allowed to have anything of property, of anything of value.
Right. And what we are actually a battery that fuels them.
Damn right.
You see what I'm saying?
Damn right.
Look at the countries where we're not at, that don't really benefit from the slave trade like that.
Right.
Like Bosnia, Croatia, you know what I'm saying? All of them third world white European countries, they had the least to do with slaves, but look at how they are.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? They broke it down to rubber. But then when you have places like, Denmark and places like that, you know what I'm saying, benefited off selling the slaves. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
You look at them, they're doing way better. While they sit there and have us thinking that we make everything worse. You see what I'm saying?
So lucky.
Go ahead.
Like over there in Britain, England, like a lot of people don't know, there's a lot of niggas over there. A lot of niggas. And why you think it's still the most wealthiest?
Right, exactly. Yeah. England, hell, Spain.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Portugal.
Damn
France.
Damn right.
You know what I'm saying? You got us all throughout that place. You see what I'm saying?
Idris Elba. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You know what I'm saying?
That's why he got that accent. Hello. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly.
He's part Britain and Spaniard. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Hell, Sidney Poitier.
Right.
France. You see what I'm saying?
Damn right.
They got, that sister over there, I can't think of her name, like Fatima Daim or something like that. She's a runner. They do the long jump and all that.
Yeah, I know
she's from Spain.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They doing the same stuff. They getting rich off of us. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But at the same time, you look at who has the least of us and the least to do with slavery and all of that. Look at how they live.
Right.
So now think about it. with our spirit being withdrawn from America and all of these other places, how they gonna be living? They gonna go back in the third world.
Damn right.
You see, the third world situation.
Damn right.
You see what I'm saying? That's why whenever there's war, something going on somewhere, right? Like World War II, World War III, whenever there's some famous war, they always make sure that they're killing us too.
Right. Damn
because
right.
they don't want for us to have any type of thought of independence. You
Right.
see what I'm saying? They want to control us by fear. Go ahead.
So, like, which is a heavy point. It don't matter. Like we can be trying to be a neutral party, stay out the war, and they gonna come and pillage the whole village. You know what I'm saying? Murder every black face that they come across. Because, like Officer Terrell just said, they trying to rule us through fear.
Right. They keep us in line. You see what I'm
They
saying?
don't ever want you to have a thought that maybe we can survive without these devils.
Right. They kill you, and then they, act like they apologize. You
Right.
see what I'm saying? That's one of the tactics of the white man too. The white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of.
That's
right.
damn
You
right.
see what I'm saying? The white man will have you, you know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, let me get what is it, Psalms 55, the scripture where it talks about he holds his hands out in peace. Yeah, let's get that one. That's a perfect precept for that. He put forth his hand and such as be at peace with him. Go ahead.
Did you want the drink one still?
Yes, that too. Yeah. I want Isaiah to pull the. You
So,
supposedly they get Psalms 55.
54, Psalms 50. I think this is Psalms 55. That's it.
Right. That's it right there. We're gonna take it from. Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna take it from.
19.
Right.
Okay, what kind? Or 20.
Take it from 19.
Come
Yeah,
on,
take it
come.
from 19.
Psalms 55, verse 19. And God shall hear and afflict them.
So the Lord is gonna hear. Who's the Lord gonna hear?
The enemies.
No. He said he's gonna hear. He's gonna hear us.
Oh,
You see what I'm saying? Read that again.
come. Verse 19, Psalms 55, 19. The Lord shall hear and afflict them.
Go ahead. Now the Lord he's gonna hear once we separate, right? Then we'll be at a position to where we can call out to the Most High.
Damn
You
right.
see what I'm saying? While we integrate, that's one of the chief things behind integration. That's what they wanted to do. They wanted to be able to stop our ability to do that. You see what I'm saying? Because see, they know who we are, no doubt. You know what I'm saying? And they know historically that we've always been in when we separated ourselves from our enemies and called upon the Most High, He was heard of us.
Damn right.
You see what I'm saying?
Damn right.
That's one of the reasons why, when they do something to us, then they try to hurry up and act like they apologize right quick. You know what I'm saying? In different forms, right?
Right.
Go ahead. And then flip it back on you like what you did is your fault. So if you believe that it's all your fault, then you're not going to pray.
Damn right.
You see what I'm saying?
Damn right.
It's all our fault. I mean, we such and such. You won't see them of what they did.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
I shouldn't have been black sitting in Starbucks.
Right, I shouldn't have been black. Well, I believe that one, we shouldn't have been black sitting in the goddamn Starbucks.
Right.
I mean, it was common sense, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
right.
You go into a snake pit and you get bit.
Yeah,
There's a scripture that says, who pities a snake charmer that gets bit?
Damn right.
You see what I'm saying?
Damn
Who
right.
pities that? We shouldn't be in no damn Starbucks.
Yeah.
That should, and the brothers that have that stuff. Matter of fact, that dude that ran up on us at camp.
Right.
Now that'd be the type of nigga that come to Starbucks.
Right. Damn
You see what
right.
I'm saying? That guy that came up on us talking about, Christ didn't do this, and I don't believe in the Bible. It's such a, the one that was talking all that.
homosexual.
The one that was talking all that. You know what I'm saying? He's the type dude that will go to Starbucks.
Right.
So when he goes to Starbucks and he gets arrested, right? I'm not gonna feel sorry for that guy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? He will come up on us with something like that, what he was saying, but then he will take himself to Starbucks, a place that he knows is racist, right?
Right.
in an effort to get along with them. You see what I'm saying?
And it's funny because what you say is so true. Like, man, we had some heavy demons on us the other day, man. They was trying their best to stop the work of the Most High. And the funny part is that they just all bypass that lynching sign.
Right,
like,
right.
Like, they don't pay no attention to the lynching sign. Like, that don't concern them. That's not their concern. Their concern is why don't we love white people?
Right, that's their damn concern. You see what I'm saying? They so worried about that. And those type and when those type brothers go into Starbucks and they get locked up by the police, great.
Damn right.
You see what I'm saying?
Damn right.
You know, what the hell should I feel sorry for him for? The hell with him.
He don't even love his people.
Right. The hell with him. That's what I'm saying. He getting his just damn desserts.
Damn right.
You see what I'm saying?
Damn right.
He get his just desserts. He'll quit instead of sit back and listening, because if a nigga claim to be educated, right? Part of being educated means to listen.
Damn right. You gotta
learn.
What
I'm saying? Right. You just can't just sit there and, and lash out at somebody just, you're wrong. You know what I'm saying? That's not the mind of an educated man.
So never said it to a white teacher a day in his life.
Right. You see what I'm saying? The teacher told him, you know what I'm saying? The teacher that told him it's okay for him to jack off. He didn't ever question that, you know what I'm saying?
2 + 2 is 8. The teacher told him good job and rubbed him on the back. He never questioned it.
Right, never questioned any of that. You know what I'm saying? They have turned him out and everything. He never questioned none of that.
Right.
But he want to come up to us and say, dude, you're wearing Celtic garments. You know what I'm saying? He want to come up to us and say that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? What the hell? I mean, what does that make us morally wrong, right? You know what I'm saying? Look, you're wearing this coat, man. It's coat. Well, you know what? What your slave master's wearing is cotton.
You know what I'm
see what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
And our people picked and established that. You know, that's why they come out with the damn commercial, cotton, the fabric of our life. I bet it is. After all of them niggas in the South done picked all the cotton for you.
Damn right.
You know what I'm saying? And just like the one, the guy that looked like that booty warrior dude.
Yeah, the booty warrior.
That dude, you know what I'm saying? He come up, you eating the white man's food. You're eating such and such and such and such a. Well, the white man is still profiting off your labor.
Damn right.
The labor of your grandfather.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But yet you're not charging him for that.
Damn right.
You know what I'm saying?
But you charging us for trying to free black people.
Right, exactly.
Goddamn cowards.
And if niggas like that, the way they see it, you just shouldn't have nothing at all.
Right.
We should let him tell it. We should be up on the podium naked and starving. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We should be like that. You know what I'm saying?
If we were singing and dancing, they wouldn't have had no issue.
Right. Right.
You ready for this verse?
Go ahead.
Even he that abideth of old slayeth, shelleth.
Hold on.
Right here. S-E-L-A-H.
What you say loud?
It's kind of caught. Even he that abideth of old Selah, because they have no charges, therefore they fear not God.
Said they have no no what? No changes. I think it's changes.
Yeah, kind of.
They take your time.
Because they have no changes.
No changes. What does any changes mean? Can anybody tell me what they have no changes? Right? Let me give you an example. The Trump family was never made poor.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
No changes.
Out of all the failed business attempts that he did back in like the 80s, you see what I'm saying? Because Trump was a big name in the 80s also.
Right.
All the failed business attempts and him going broke, you know what I'm saying, and all of that. He went broke more time in the 80s than, you know what I'm saying? Oh my goodness, man. You know what I'm saying? He went broke many times in the 80s. But of course, was able to bounce back because as the scriptures say, a rich man is held up by his friends.
Yeah, right.
You see what I'm saying? Other friends were investing in him. You see what I'm saying?
And it's funny though, because Salaki, sir.
Go ahead.
It's funny because the white devils, man, they really think that they did it on their own. They like, I struck out on my own with nothing.
Right.
Except
you know what? Anybody know why they say that? Can anybody start to give me the answer why they say that? They're actually saying that because they know that the black man is on the bottom.
Right.
They say, I did.
Right.
You can do it too. Like you can really
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like you can really get his wealth and all that. You know what I'm saying? But that's what they say. They say, see, I came from nothing. What they actually doing, history of them becoming wealthy off slavery.
Yeah, right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then also too, if I will, right quick, of them being of the right bloodline.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? The right bloodline and the right wealth. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's how they came up. That's how they can go and go flat broke. You know what I'm saying? And say, and then mess around and become rich 5 years later. If a black man becomes rich and you go broke, you might not ever be rich again.
Damn right.
You see what I'm saying?
Shit, they don't.
Right.
Look at the athletes.
Right. With slavery, I mean, the athlete, but I'm like say, let's go for business, as far as business wise. Let's look at that. You know what I'm saying? Even with athleticism, but let's put it in you know, because Donald Trump didn't become rich off being an athlete.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? He was in business. Right. All right. A black man go into business. You know what I'm saying? Say a black man start a hotel. Right. You fail, you lose. You're never getting rich again.
Damn right.
You see what I'm saying? You're not going to ever bounce back. Right.
Right.
Because you don't have the resources. You took your dope money.
Damn right.
You see what I'm saying? Your money off selling dope, selling the dimes and, you know, 20 pieces and all of that. You know what I'm saying? And started your hotel.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And when that hotel flopped, you were done because, see, business is race-based. What your race has is how many chances you get.
Damn right.
You see what I'm saying?
It's a lot for wood. And Donald Trump, he didn't have Trump Airlines failed. You know what I'm saying? The little Trump internet thing failed. You know what I'm saying? The hotels failed.
Right.
And here's the thing. Every time he filed bankruptcy.
Right.
He filed bankruptcy and get more money, another loan from the bank. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, even to this day, has he ever released his taxes? Let you know what he's paid in taxes, what he's received in taxes. That was one of the main things that they was going through before he got elected. Like, show us your tax papers.
See, here's the thing.
Like, hell no, I'm white. I don't have to do that.
Right. See, you know what? And you know what? And they asked that he don't have to. You know, super rich white people like that, they really don't even have to pay tax.
Damn right.
See, taxes, just like what Christ said, who are the taxes for? You see what I'm saying? The taxes are for the strangers.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You are a beneficiary of the taxes if you are the right family.
Damn right.
You see what I'm saying? You get taxes.
Damn right. So look, if I would, that's exactly why they get, like, the richer you are, the more tax cuts you get. You know what I'm saying? Like, you own businesses and you get tax cuts. Even Obama, that goddamn Hamite. You know what I'm saying? When the car industry was going into bankruptcy, what did he do? Give them tax cuts and bail them out.
Right. And that showed the elites. They were like, yeah, we know what side he's playing on. He's just showing what side that he's on. He's on the white side.
Damn
and then black people so simple that we can't even damn figure that out.
Right.
And that's the first thing he did. As soon as he got in
that's
office,
he gave niggas, that's because he gave niggas cell phones.
Yeah, he gave him a Obama phone. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And the nigga thought he was the greatest thing since sliced bread.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because of a damn Obama phone, while he sat there taking major companies and bailing them out.
Damn right.
Billions of dollars.
Damn
you see what I'm saying? He just gave niggas a cell phone, a throwaway cell phone on top of that.
They was happy. They
right.
The little heart was content. He loves us.
Right. Because they mass produced so many of them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, and all the soldiers wasn't because they was originally supposed to be sent to the soldiers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Overseas and all that. But they sent so many of them, and what they had access is what they gave to niggas.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, pretty much like give me the crumbs from the table.
Damn right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, here, damn dog, you take that bone. You see what I'm saying? It's more like that. All right, let's get back to the scriptures again.
Come. It says, verse 20, he that put forth his hands against such as
be at peace with
be at peace with him.
What does it mean that he put forth his hand as such as be at peace with him?
So like he's basically, like, you know what I'm saying, that's what they always do. Like, I come in peace, like they did with the Native Americans. You know what I'm saying? We come in peace. We're gonna sign these treaties, and then what they do next? Kill them all.
Right. Exactly. Broke 170 something treaties.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Come. He has broken his covenant.
Broken his covenant.
Covenant. He has broken his covenant.
He's broken his covenant. The white man has broken every covenant that he's ever made.
Yeah,
right. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
The words of his mouth were smoother than butter. Can anybody give me examples of that?
So lucky. I can. Like, even when we go out to camp, I'm going to use our camp for an example. Like, you always get the white devils coming up. We didn't do anything. I love you. You know what I'm saying? I will fight for you. You know, goddamn well that they won't lift a finger to help us.
Right,
you know,
exactly.
They ain't never wrote no letter talking about the injustice going on against black people. You don't need us to come out here and tell you the white man's crimes. You witness them, and you have never done anything about it.
Right. You know, they only act like they on our side when we up, you know what I'm saying, facing blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. But we get out there on that podium. We love you though. We love you.
Right.
We're all together. You see what I'm saying? Right. They're all like that. We all together now. You go to your job, it's something totally damn different. They get ready to fire 3 blacks, every 1 white, and you know it. Yeah, you know that they get ready to piss test everybody on your job. You don't go to the black people, you know, be like, hey man, look, man, they get ready to piss everybody, man. White people never do that.
Right.
They sit back and they'll get tipped off. You see what I'm saying? And all of a sudden there's a random drug test, and now they done got rid of 8, 9 black people. You see what I'm saying? Right.
So lucky.
Go ahead.
Like, that reminds me of a movie I seen with Ice Cube and a white boy fist fight. Remember they was sitting in the office, Ice Cube did that bullshit, tore up the test, and the white boy acted like he was on his side until, you know what I'm saying, he was cracking down on him, and he was like, well, this nigga did it. Well, you did do it, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Why did you do it? Did you even mean to do it? That's the white man's true nature right there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He's not on your side. The second that he can throw you up under the bus, he will throw you up under the bus.
Right. He sure the hell will. Exactly. You got that scripture, Warren?
Con.
All right.
Just do you pronounce it Habakkuk?
Habakkuk, yeah.
Habakkuk.
Yeah. Right. He's on it. Go ahead.
Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 15. Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink.
Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink. Right? Now notice, this is spiritual and literal both.
Right.
You know, what race was at the top of prohibition, all the alcohol of prohibition?
Goddamn devil.
Right. You see what I'm saying? And notice something. They were smoking the hell out of each other. Right?
Damn right.
We were separate from them. Yeah, we were into that bootlegging thing too and all of that. You know, we had Harlem and all of that, but we were still separate. You see what I'm saying? And what were they doing while we were separate from them?
Killing the shit out of each other.
Right. They were murdering each other. Go ahead.
It's lucky. And them was assault rifles they was using too.
Yeah, the Thompson sub.
Right.
You know, the Tommy gun. Right. What they called the Chicago typewriter.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And they was tearing each other up.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Pull up.
Right.
Right off.
Right. Now notice something. What was look at the things on the spiritual level, what was making them kill each other? Anybody tell me?
Yeah, so lucky. There wasn't no niggas around for him to kill. We were separated.
Right, exactly. That's it. That's the answer. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That's why they were doing it. And here's the funny thing about it too. You know, also too, all the places that they were at, right?
Right.
It's awfully funny because when they moved them up in society, after integration and all that, who did they put in those neighborhoods?
The niggas.
Right. See, you know, demonic spirits are territorial.
Right.
That's why Atlanta is the home of, it's like the home of homosexuality.
It's a faggotry.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Demons, specific kind of demonic spirits are territorial.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? That's the reason why you know, Atlanta and San Francisco and stuff like that. There's the spirits that's there. You see what I'm saying?
San Francisco, the home of the butt plug convention.
Right, yeah, you know what I'm saying? All of that, you know, and not only that, but also to know too, Atlanta is also the home of, you know, the bio research and stuff like that, where they find out how they can wipe you the hell out. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
get you broken down morally to where you don't have no protection, and then they can hit you with those diseases. They got all them plagues from Rome and everything right in their little laboratories in Atlanta.
Damn right.
You see what I'm saying? And the same one, these are the same plagues that the Greeks was having when they were screwing goats and all of that.
Damn right.
You see what I'm saying? Now, back onto the thing. Go ahead, give me that scripture again.
Habakkuk?
Right. Just call it Habakkuk.
Habakkuk?
Yeah.
Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 15. Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink.
Means destruction unto him to give his neighbor drink. Anybody break that down again for me?
Salaki. Destruction unto him that give his neighbor's drink. Destruction unto him that purposely destroys his neighbor.
Right. Not only that, but he's giving him, you know, a philosophy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, like they say, everyone is drunken of the wine of the wrath of fornication. That don't mean everybody just had a big cup and was drinking strong or everything. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Like the white man, basically, what the white man's doing with the world, making it okay to be gay. You know what I'm saying?
Spreading democracy everywhere.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Giving them that drink.
Trying to come together with everybody.
Right.
In the same breath, only killing niggas.
Right. That's why Donald Trump's running around talking about grab them by the vagina and all of that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
That's why he said that he's epitomizing, you know, who they really are. You see what I'm saying? And this is the type of stuff that they're spreading all over the world. That is the drink. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But then when you look at things from the literal sense, right?
Right.
Prohibition. You see what I'm saying? Who got filthy rich? The white race got filthy rich off of bootlegging liquor.
Damn right.
You see what I'm saying? And giving it, what did they give to the Gadites?
They give them all liquor.
Right.
They on them concentration pieces of land. I don't want to call them concentration camps, but that's what they are.
Right.
You know
what they really are.
They concentration camps. They got all the brothers on them concentration camps. And they give them the liquor for free.
Right.
They don't even have to pay for the liquor.
Right.
You know how they come and drop off supplies, supposedly the food and all that crap? They drop off liquor like that to the Gadites. They keep them in a drunk stupor.
Right. But see, notice what they done did after they got them gone off the drink like that, right?
Right.
And then you seeing specials of Gadites. Now, what did they do so they can go give me some more on that scripture, because it's going to go into the point that I'm getting ready to make.
That puttest thy bottle to him, and makest him drunken also.
Making him drunken also. What is he doing? You full of democracy. You love Christianity, democracy.
Right.
You give it to him. You see what I'm saying? And make him drunk also.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
That thou mayest look on their nakedness.
Look up on their nakedness. Now, what did they do? What did they do? They gave the Gadites drink, right?
Right.
And the Gadites became real bad alcoholics.
Right.
But then y'all know something else that they did. They sat there and put a prohibition up against the Gadites also. So now you had a few years back where Gadites was getting locked up. Do you know what I'm talking about, Warrior?
No, sir.
Where Gadites was getting locked up for drinking.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? They took them, was throwing them in jail. They made alcohol banned on the reservations, on a lot of reservations, and they run around drinking mouthwash.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Strung out on mouthwash and all that. Laid out. It said, well, read the part about the nakedness again.
That thou mayest look on their nakedness.
That thou mayest look upon their nakedness. You see what I'm saying? Keeping them drunk and all of that, you can do whatever the hell you want to.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
So
go ahead.
Which is a very heavy point you're breaking out. And it ain't just our Gadite brothers. They do that with every other nation. Every other nation of the 12 tribes, should I say.
Every other tribe.
Every other tribe, that kind of guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, with us, it was the drugs. You know what I'm saying? Flooded our drugs in the neighborhood and then was locking people up 30 years for a weed case. And then when the shit start to backfire, Salaki my language, now they opening up clinics and all type of shit to help wean these white devils off of heroin.
Right.
Off of crystal meth.
And now they're getting funding for it. You see
right.
what I'm
Government
saying?
funding.
Right.
They didn't have it when it was the niggas.
Right,
but
right.
They have it for the white devils.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying? What they did with us, we would go to jail.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You know, they would seize your money, you would go to jail, and then they take you to jail and prison, and they get so much money off of you for being in jail and prison. Right. You see what I'm saying? Oh. Because white hate is a big investment. You see what I'm saying?
Damn right.
Hate is the biggest business in America.
Damn right.
You see what I'm saying? Hate for the 12 tribes, that is.
Damn right. So lucky if I would, and to show you how evil the white man is, you know what I'm saying, how much he hates you. Like now, he's locking up, he talking about putting the drug dealers to death. And when he says that, he's not talking about himself, who is the biggest drug dealer on the face of this planet. He's talking about the 12 tribes. Any of them 12 tribes he called drugs, we're putting them to death.
Right. That's exactly what they did. They're going to be planting drugs on brothers and having them killed. You see what I'm saying? They're going to go as far as even do stuff like that.
They always done it.
Right. The white man is the devil. But see, they go ready to step everything up a notch now. Right. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
They ready, and with Donald Trump in office, Donald Trump he's a loose cannon. You see what I'm saying? You know, going back into, like I was saying, going back into his history and everything, it said that he was the rebel child of his father's children. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Means
he didn't play by the rules. You know what I'm saying? Even the devil rules that was set up for them. You see what I'm saying? Right. He didn't even play by that. So now that same dude they put in office as president because of all his reckless speaking concerning, you know what I'm saying, blacks and Hispanics and all that. And white people, you know what I'm saying, they don't give a damn. As long as you hate blacks like they do, they are always forgiven.
Damn right.
You see what I'm saying?
Damn right.
You know, and the sad part of it is, you know what I'm saying, you know, they have a lot of our own people to be thinking like that because hating niggas is like the key to success.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? That's like the key to success in America. Okay? Go any more on that.
Come. Says, his words, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart.
But war was in his heart. And war is always into the heart of the white man. You see what I'm saying? That is always his bottom line.
Damn right.
You see what I'm saying? War is always his bottom line because as the scripture said, he will rule by the sword. You see what I'm saying?
Damn right.
You know what I'm saying? That his whole, everything that he got will come by that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
not going somewhere, working hard and all of that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Even when they appear to be working hard, they working hard standing on the backs of us.
Damn right.
You see what I'm saying? They working stand because you provided the opportunity.
Damn right.
You see what I'm saying? You think they would be paying oil riggers and steel workers and all of that as good as they did if it wasn't for slavery of us?
Right.
They would be forcing them to do that for what they paying Mexicans for picking tomatoes now if it wasn't for us.
Damn right.
You see what I'm saying? They would be working in high steels, risking their lives for the same thing that Mexicans get. They will be getting that. But see, but being the fact that, you know what I'm saying, they enslaved us, right?
Right.
And we produced all this wealth for them, they can sit there and have these great benefits.
Damn right.
You see what I'm saying? Great health care. Great dental care, great, you know what I'm saying, this, great, that, and make, you know, so much money, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And buy houses, you see what I'm saying? Have a union that actually is fighting for them, you see what I'm saying? They could do all of this because of us, because if you move us out the equation, they become the niggas.
Damn right.
You see what I'm saying?
Damn right.
Go ahead.
Okay. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords.
The white man always speaks good. You see what I'm saying? He said, yet when they drawn swords mean he's ready to come at you. You see what I'm saying?
Damn right.
Now, Donald Trump, his words are not even smooth.
Right.
He's just coming straight out with it. Because here's the thing, white people also, they hate the fact that they have to hide their racism.
Damn right.
That's one of the reasons why they put in open racists in the office, boy.
And the proof of that is when Trump first got in office, you start seeing these disrespectful white folks just like they all, everything that Donald Trump was saying, you hear white people, well, that's how we all feel. That's how we all feel. You start, I mean, just look on Facebook. You see from the college kids to the old 70-year-old woman, you know what I'm saying? Just niggas this, niggas that. Like, they got outrageous with this shit. So like my language.
Right.
You know they ain't gotta hide it no more. They used to smile on your face. Now they don't even smile on your face. You see Confederate flags on the trucks and shit. So like my language, you know, on the trucks. I mean, the KKK and that Aryan little group, they coming back with a vengeance. I know you ain't forgot about what is in Charlottesville running motherfuckers over. So like my language again, you know what I'm saying? But they coming back with a vengeance. They like, man, we done pretending that we love these niggas. We never loved you niggas. We always hated you.
Right. You know, that's why I always love to make a point of that they hate us. You see what I'm saying? They hate. Hate is hate. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That, you know what I'm saying? Just like in the animal kingdom, the lion hates the hyena.
Damn right.
The hyena hates the lion.
Damn right.
And they both healthy because of that. You see what I'm saying?
Damn right.
You know, so just imagine that the lion didn't hate the hyena, right?
Right.
The hyena will have access to kill all the cubs. You see what I'm saying? The hyenas will be able to team up on the female lions that think that wandered off into the hyena's den or whatever. They all turn apart and everything, right?
Right.
But then the male lions think, well, you know, we all animals.
Right.
We all animals.
We gotta love the hyenas anyway.
Yeah, we gotta love them too and forgive.
We can't hold them hyenas responsible for them hyenas over there.
Right, exactly. Now what happens to the male lion? He starves to death.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because the females do majority of the hunting because they're smaller and faster than the male is. The male is the fighter. He's the protector. Right. You see what I'm saying? Right. But he's not eating right. You know what I'm saying? He's skinny. You can see his damn ribs and all of that. He can't defend against a damn thing, right? So what's he doing? He's just withering up and damn dying. You know what I'm saying? Because he want to love the hyenas too.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? How the hell can we be dumber than animals?
Right.
I'm serious, dude. We're supposed to be over animals, but the animals prove themselves as being wiser than us. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
That's it, sir.
Okay. Now, let's go to Psalms 58 and 3.
Psalms 58 and 3. The wicked are
astray.
The wicked are estranged from the womb.
The wicked are estranged from the womb. You see what I'm saying? Now, go ahead.
And they go astray soon as they are born, speaking lies.
Coming straight out, taking on iniquity of their fathers, they become worse than what their fathers were. And that was the situation when you looked at the history and the documentary of Donald Trump. Right. That's why he was the rebel. He's coming out, he's worse than all of them.
Yeah, right.
And you had always key figures in the world of Caucasia, you know what I'm saying? They have always rose up and they got too much overwhelmed with pride, right? And they became to some level the destruction of their people. You see what I'm saying? Like, say for instance, let's go into, any more on that right quick before we go. Okay, no more on that. All right. Now, check this out. Now, go to First Maccabees. This is First Maccabees, chapter 1 and verse 7.
Okay.
Take it slow.
Okay.
What is it?
Okay, so I can. First Maccabees, verse 1. I mean, chapter 1, verse 7.
Let's go ahead and take it back there then. You know what I'm saying? We can just go give the whole fill out.
Okay. For one.
Right, go ahead.
Then we'll come. First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 1. And it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip of Macedonia.
Alexander, the son of Philip of Macedonia, who was also Esau, right?
Right.
Now, he was worse than what his father was. Right?
Right.
Go ahead.
Who came out the land of
Cheddar.
Cheddar, and smitten.
After he smitten Darius.
Smitten Darius, king of the Persians.
Right. After he took out Darius, the king of the Persians. Go ahead.
And Medes, what's this?
In the Medes.
And the Medes that he resigned in his steed, the first over Greece.
Yeah. Right.
That he resigned. That he reigned in the steed.
In his stead.
And that he reigned in his stead, the first over Greece.
He reigned in his stead, the first over Greece, because King Philip was of Macedonia, while Alexander went down into Greece and locked down Greece, right? And then smitten Darius, the king of the Persians, the Medes. Go ahead.
And he made many wars and won many strongholds and slew the kings of the earth.
So he's pumped, right? He's puffed up and pumped, right? Go ahead.
Right. And went through to the ends of the earth and took spoils of many nations.
So he took the riches of many, many nations, right? Go ahead.
And so much that the earth was quiet before him.
What does that mean? Can anybody tell me?
That nobody would wage war against him.
Right. You see what I'm saying? And not only would they not wage war against him, they was afraid of him invading and just, going in and just killing anyway. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Go ahead.
Ooh, it's lucky. Whereupon he was exalted, and his heart was lifted up. Verse 4. And he gathered a mighty strong host.
Now, when they talk about pride come before destruction and a haughty spirit before a fall, right?
Right.
Anybody know familiar with that scripture, right?
Right.
Go ahead.
And ruled over countries and nations and kings, who became tributaries unto him.
Right. You see what I'm saying now? Now he's lifted up, right? He's pumped. Go ahead.
And after these things, he felt sick.
Oh, right after that. Look at that. Right after that, you got your apocryphal. Yeah, okay, you got your apocryphal. What I want you to do, warrior, I want you to go to the part to where Antiochus Epiphanes, when he was pumped up and was going to, going to the Jerusalem to destroy. If you can find it, when he was going to Jerusalem to destroy, how the Most High struck him in his bowels with that disease.
Is it in the same book?
It's in the Apocrypha. I think it might be in the second Maccabees.
Come.
If you can see if you can pull it up on your phone. Said, and the Lord, smote him in his bowels. You know what I'm saying?
Come.
And after these things, he fell sick.
Fell sick right at that time. You see what I'm saying?
And perceived that he should die.
That he should die. And this is the pride of Esau right here. You see what I'm saying? He gets taken in his fury. You see what I'm saying? How they say, live by the sword, die by the sword. This always happens with Esau. Esau always gets taken in his fury.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Okay, we're coming. Wherefore he called his servants, such as were honorable, and had them brought up.
Have been brought up with him. Take your time.
And have been brought up with him from his youth.
Right, the ones that have been brought up with him from his youth, right?
Right.
And what is he doing? Because he's perceiving that he's now going to die. Now, you see what I'm saying? After doing all of that conquering, right?
Right.
Now he's ready to die. He couldn't conquer himself, could he?
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
Go ahead.
Imparted his kingdom among them while he was yet alive.
Go ahead.
So Alexander reigned 12 years and then died.
He reigned 12 years and then died, right? Go ahead.
And his servants bore rule, everyone in his place.
Everyone bear rule in his place, right? Okay. So now this is the beginning. This is the beginning of the lockdown of the Grecian Empire. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
His father just had Macedonia pretty much. You see what I'm saying? There were a bunch of broken states at this time.
Right.
His father, King Philip, was over Macedonia. You had somebody else over like Troy and all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Okay. And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves.
They put crowns upon themselves. What do those crowns signify?
That they're kingships.
Yeah, rulers. Yeah, rulers. They could declare themselves the rulers of the earth. Go ahead.
Okay. So did their sons after them many years. And the evils were multiplied in the earth.
And evils were multiplied in the earth because this is the beginning of the rulership, the solidified rulership of the white man on the earth. That's why it says evils were multiplied in the earth.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? There was a certain level of evil before the white man come into power, but as soon as the white man come into power on the earth, evils multiplied.
Damn right.
Go ahead.
And evils were multiplied in the earth, and there came out of them a wicked root.
A wicked root. You see what I'm saying? Remember what I was saying? There's always somebody to start to destroy. Alexander built pretty much built the Grecian Empire. Then he was destroyed. So now they're an empire. He unified them as an empire. Now they got a wicked root that's going to start the demise of this empire, just like this wicked root, Donald Trump, is going to start the demise of America. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
What's this? Antiochus.
Antiochus,
surnamed
Epiphanes,
son of Artaxerxes, the king of who had been an hostage at Rome.
He was a hostage in Rome. You see what I'm saying? Because Rome was the next upcoming empire, right?
Right.
Go ahead.
And he reigned in the 137 years of the kingdom of the Greeks.
See this? So now this is going to be that one. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Donald Trump is likened to this man. You see what I'm saying? All right. Could you find that word?
The only thing that was coming up with was in Chronicles, 2 Chronicles.
So you don't have a apocrypha in that?
No, I was on Google.
It's not a. Yeah, it's supposed to be an apocrypha app. I mean, apocrypha thing on there, but
Where am I going?
let me see if I can find it. This is real significant right here.
Goddamn. The white man is the devil, the Bible speaks of.
That's right.
Yeah, go ahead, keep speaking.
Yeah, I got you. And like what Officer Tarak was breaking down about Donald Trump is very heavy, man. What black people, what blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans need to understand is that the white man hates you, point blank period. And we gotta love our own, man. That's why we do the work we do. That's why we bring it out. You know what I'm saying? We trying to save our people because we love our people, man. And we got to get in this one body of the Most High before it's too late out here, man. The white man is not playing out here. You understand? Donald Trump, I mean, I ain't got to tell you, man. Y'all see the news. Y'all probably ignore it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you need to get your head out them sports and quit worried about them basketball players and all of that. I don't know if I remember this, but not too long ago, LeBron James, when he was out there hooping and all that, his home was vandalized. And what did they write on his walls? Still a nigga.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Still a nigga. Jay-Z, that's like the realest song he ever made. The story of OJ. You still a nigga, no matter what you doing. These people hate you. You know what I'm saying? And what Officer Tarak doing, bringing it out, man, like this has all been prophesied, man. This ain't no shit we making up. We not connecting the dots. This shit was foretold. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This shit was foretold. You better get in this one body of the Most High, man, and start putting in this brick to save your people before it's too late.
Right, damn right. Hell yeah, clap that up right there. You know what I'm saying? Damn right. Get inside this one body and learn how to actually be separate from the white man.
Yeah,
learn
right.
how to be able to effectively, you know what I'm saying, go against him. Because, you know, we think you're going to just get guns and everything and just be able to just get, you know, and just blow the white man away. The white man's blessing is actually the sword.
Yeah,
you
right.
see what I'm saying? You know, even if you was able to gun him down, he'll find another way. He'll spread disease.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Even if you outfight him, you see what I'm saying? He'll find another way to get at you, just like what he did with the Gadites. The Gadites was turned. I mean, hell, all the tribes at one point was turn the white man up. You see what I'm saying? In war. You see what I'm saying? But then the white man, what does he do? He fall back. He learned how to use, you know, biological warfare.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Damn
Spread
right.
diseases.
Damn right. Like,
Weaken you with the diseases. Go ahead.
like these devils, man, they make weapons out of anything. They make weapons out of pieces of paper. They don't care. They've been blessed with the sword, like Officer Tarab just brought out. Warfare is always on their mind. They came out the womb of strange, spreading lies, ready to kill. That's who they are. You know what I'm saying? And we got to separate from these damn devils. Point blank, period. It ain't no ands, F, buts about it. None of that. You know what I'm saying? We got our own nation to think about. Like,
damn right.
Y'all out here trying to say the white man don't need saving. This is his kingdom. Look at where you live and look at where he lived. And look, we just got through traveling from the Passover. Let me tell you something what I'll bear witness to. Every ghetto is the ghetto no matter what city, state you in. You know what I'm saying? You're going to see black people piled on top of each other like sardines in the worst conditions, the worst streets, the worst stores, the worst everything. And guess who's ruling over you? All the heathen nations. You got the white man, then you got the Moabites, the Ammonites. These other nations are still ruling over you. No matter where we went to go buy chicken from, we didn't buy it from a nigga. You know what I'm saying? We always had to buy it from a heathen nation, man. And here's the messed up part. Like nowadays, man, these heathens ain't even serving real chicken in these restaurants.
Right.
They serving you straight cat and dog. Y'all done seen the same stuff I done seen. When you spending all your money trying to support their businesses, and they giving you bare minimum. They giving you creek water and plastic water bottles now. They don't give a damn about you. They hate your guts. Only thing they like about you is that your dumb ass keep spending money. You know what I'm saying? We good at spending our money with the devil.
Right. And keep giving them your love. You know what I'm saying? That's what, you know, that's the only reason why they want people to vote.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? That's not that your individual vote counts or nothing like that. They want to see if they still have your mind still trusting in their system.
Yeah, right.
That's all that's about. That's all voting is about. And now if black people stop voting, then that would scare the hell out of them.
Yeah, right.
You see what I'm saying? Because they think, whoa, wait a minute, hold on. They're not even dealing with either one of our party systems.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you do that, then the white man will start to show his true face.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? Show who the hell he really is for real.
And that's heavy that you say that. Because we the only nation that really, man, like, your Christian pastor should not be telling you to vote. You
right.
know what I'm saying? He tell you to vote, and then he turn around and tell you, we're going to have a pork chop fry, you know what I'm saying? Fish fry with catfish, and we going to barbecue some pig ribs, and you know what I'm saying? Anything. He just telling you to do all the unholy shit. Just everything unholy that he can think of. Man, it's like, and it's a little bit off subject, but I just seen something with that piece of Creflo Dollar on the Facebook, man. And I put it out there for Christians to answer it, and it was so diabolical. The Christians stayed away from it. And like, I don't know what he talking about.
What did he say?
He was talking about, you know what I'm saying, that sin is not, basically the only way that you can sin is to keep the laws. So if you don't keep the laws, you don't sin.
Right. What he said is, well, there's no laws, no sin. He said stuff like that.
Right. That's
so
what
we throw away the law and we can just do whatever we want and we still ain't sinning. You know, that's his logic. That's Christian logic right there. You know what I'm saying?
I put it out there. Most Christians like, hey man, I don't know what he's talking about. He said the devil trying to get you to keep the laws. That's what he said.
Right, exactly. You know what I'm saying? That's what he, love thy neighbor as I love thyself.
Damn right.
Right?
That don't sound like no devil law.
Yeah, so what he's pretty much saying is, don't love your neighbor as you love yourself, right?
Be selfish as hell.
Yeah. But see, but if your neighbor's white, then he'll show him the love of God.
Damn right.
He'll love him as his neighbor as he loves himself. Wait a minute, I thought the law was done away with. If it's done away for black people, then it's done away for white people too. Right. So you should not love him because of that.
Damn right.
You see what I'm saying? Because, you know, there's no law, there's no sin, right?
Damn right.
You see what I'm saying? You know, go knock off some white man CEO's wife or something. You know what I'm saying?
Damn right.
See what they do to you. You know what I'm saying? You talk about no law, no sin. We suffering behind breaking the laws.
Damn right.
You see what I'm saying?
Damn
we
right.
not loving our neighbors. We love ourselves. We sell crack to our neighbor.
Right.
We go to prison. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
We get robbed. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, all types of stuff happens to us, and they said they're telling us the law's done away with when damn judicial law is based on the laws of Judah.
Yeah,
the
right.
laws, you know what I'm saying?
And all that loving your neighbor like yourself. Let me ask you something. With that rich pastor, you know what I'm saying, pulling up in the nice cars and stuff, why ain't he helping you with your bills if he's supposed to, you know what I'm saying, love you?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, every church has a building fund. You know what I'm saying? Don't act like you don't know what I'm talking about. That's when you be baking the cookies and frying up the food and stuff, collecting the money to build stuff for the church, right?
Right.
And some of y'all been in them churches and y'all ain't even got a damn doorknob, nothing new in there. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't upgraded your bathroom, y'all ain't upgraded your seats, y'all still got them same old tore up Bibles in there. Y'all ain't upgraded nothing. But the pastor got the newest of clothes, he got the newest of cars, and you know, in the mega churches, they pulling up in jets now. Driving is beneath them. They pull up in jets now.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
but
saying?
they got their own helicopters
Right.
and all that,
Yeah,
coming
right.
and landing and all that, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
and nobody holds these devils accountable. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
and that's a hell of a point that you're making, because see, with the building fund or whatever, they collect all of this money, right? And it don't come from it comes also from people's jobs though,
Right.
too though. You know what I'm saying? They want such and such an amount of money from each family, right?
Right.
Now, here's what they'll do. They need something worked on in the bathroom. They need something worked on in the kitchen, the plumber. They need this, they need that. They'll get people from the church to do it.
Right.
For little or nothing. You know what I'm saying? They'll get people from the church to do it from little or nothing. You know what I'm saying? Pay them a few peanuts and then pocket all the rest of the money.
Damn
You
right.
see what I'm saying? That's the type of evil, wicked stuff that they do. You see what I'm saying? And then a lot of the times it don't even be the pastor's idea. It be like somebody's up under him that want to kiss his ass's idea.
Right.
Because ain't no pastor like money. You
Right.
see what I'm saying? You know, a good slave know what his master want already.
Damn right.
You know what I'm saying? So then they come up with what was $400 pastor appreciation day.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? They just pull that right on out of their behind. Pastor appreciation day. Every family is required $400
Right.
to take it to the pastor, and of course they get their cut too.
Damn right.
You see what I'm saying? Say if you know what I'm saying, you multiply that 400 by let's say 30 people pay, right? You know, out of a church that has like 80 members, say 30 people. You see
Right.
what I'm saying? Now you get to see what the pastor got. He gives to the person that pumped it all up, give them a cut, and then the prophet that come through, you know what I'm saying? They come through, everybody give God praise. Ha ha! He's
Right.
coming through, whipping up the crowd, passing the collection plate around
Right.
10 damn times. He just got you an emotional frenzy, he catch his cut too.
Right.
Everybody's got a specific cut, you know what I'm saying? You know, while they just sitting there just making merchandise of you and just making you poorer than every damn body. You see what I'm saying?
It's a lot, sir, from boy. What you're saying is so funny though, man. It's the truth though. You know what I'm saying? Like, and not only, and here's what I've noticed about the collection plate. Like that collection plate go around a bunch of times in
Right.
the church now. You know what I'm saying? That collection plate comes
So many
around.
times a nigga get mad. Like, man.
Right. And
You know what I'm saying?
And then they got people escorting the collection plate.
Right.
Because they'd be damned if you take a penny out of that thing.
Right, yeah, you know.
They
you got-
come with the
right.
thing, holding it, passing it down, I'll give you.
Right.
Look at you dumb when you don't put nothing in it.
Right,
Like I done
right.
came down this aisle twice already. You keep letting it pass by.
Right.
We're
Yeah,
gonna
you
have a problem.
Yeah, you got a man sitting there, you know, got his wife and kids, his woman all emotional, she's crying and everything. He just sitting there like this. He see that they done passed the damn thing around 10 times. He's like, man, You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
right.
man, you know what I'm saying? And that's starting to drive him out of the church while her emotional behind him stay in it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
And then they'll start to split up their family.
Right.
The Christian church is about splitting up families too. And that's the
Yeah,
reason why
right.
Donald Trump had got all of those Christian pastors together.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because, like, you know, the nucleus of every race is that, you know, is their families.
Yeah,
You
right.
see what I'm saying? You know, it's like every family is like a cell. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Your cells is broken down. Your body, what happens to your body?
Your body tears apart.
Right.
And what you're saying is heavy. Like even, and this goes back even with the previous presidents, man. Like I seen a picture with T.D. Jakes hugged up on President Bush. My thing
Right.
is this: what the hell business does this man have with President Bush?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't even see him in the black community like that. You know what I'm saying? But you see him around white folks, kissing white folks' asses. You know what I'm saying? These pastors got their nose up the white man's crack so far, man. You know what I'm saying? They brown nosing all the way around the board, man. It's just, it's just pathetic. I've never
And
seen
when they
something.
came out, when the pastors came out with Donald Trump, though, I mean, damn, how much cut and dry can you actually get?
How much? I mean, do you have no pride at all? Just no black pride at all. He done already told you how he feel about you. He done called you all type of niggas and criminals and pieces of crap. And this is even before he was president. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He was getting your boys locked up, talking about seeking a death penalty for 8 innocent black men in the 90s, man. Y'all know this man's record. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know he ain't never had no love for you at all. And yet and still you want to stand next to him. I know you're not ashamed of yourselves and Christians. The Christians are never ashamed. You know what they say. Who are you to judge? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But here's the thing. So,
go ahead.
I was about to let them know, man, we not judging. We just making astute observations on you devils, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We see the sellout in your blood. And any person that follows you once more don't love their people.
Right. And you know what I'm saying? As the scriptures say, life and death is in the power of the tongue.
Right.
You can hear, you know what I'm saying, the things that he say, right?
Right.
And see where his destiny is headed. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
now,
right.
we're gonna go further into that, but let's go to Maccabees, 2 Maccabees, chapter 9, and the first verse.
Okay.
This guy Epiphanes was like that too, just like Alexander was like that. You see what I'm saying? They've always had a figure that have done this. Go ahead.
Okay. 2 Maccabees 9:1. About that time came Epiphanes with dishonor out of the country of Persia.
Right, because he tried to go off into Persia and all that and try to do something similar to what Alexander did in Persia when he smoked Darius to me, you know, but he went down there and got his ass kicked. Go ahead.
Right. For he had entered the city called Persepolis.
Right. Go ahead.
Persepolis, and went about to rob the temple.
You see what he came to do? He came to rob the temple. He's feeling himself. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And hold the city, whereupon the multitudes running to defend themselves with their weapons put them to flight.
So he went in, you know, pumped on himself, right?
Right.
Now he's in dishonor. Now think about it. Now check this out. Now, when the white man loses, who does he blame it on?
He blames it on anybody but himself.
No, the white man blames it on us.
Right.
Everything always goes full circle back to us.
Right.
Epiphanes is pissed off with what the Persians did to him. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Okay.
We always have to think about that. Regardless of what's going on, a white man take a loss by anybody, we're to blame.
Goes on the black people.
Right.
And so it happened that Epiphanes began being put to flight of the inhabitants returned with shame.
Return with shame. Now think about this. The white man, he can lose a battle if he ran across Martians and lost the battle on Mars.
Right.
Who is to blame?
Niggas.
Right. He'll blame us and say, well, the spaceships, they didn't, the labor force, they didn't, have enough oil. They didn't pump enough oil into the ship. You know what I'm saying? But whether this, or that went wrong. And we're going to always be to blame because we are always the direct object of his hate. He hates everybody, no doubt. You see what I'm saying? We are always the direct opposite. Go ahead. The direct target. Go ahead.
What you're saying is heavy. And this can be proven with any of the crimes that the devils commit. They shoot unarmed black men and well, they're innocent. You know what I'm saying? The nigga had a cell phone that looked like a gun. You know what I'm saying? I mean, a white boy could go shoot up a school and they're like, well, the white boy's innocent. We blame the way he was brought up. He was brought up like a nigga. So, you know what I'm saying? He had no choice but to shoot the school up. He grew up hard. That white boy grew up hard. He didn't have the normal white privileges growing up. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's the type of stuff. But what they also do too is, just like during the time of Vietnam War, America was getting his ass handed to him during the time of the Vietnam War. You know what I'm saying? America was getting tore the hell up over there. Who was to blame?
The black soldiers.
Right, because
they're not fighting hard enough.
But you know what they were doing also with the civilians? They were taking us and tying us to trucks, and driving, and to our body parts came off, stuff like that. They was doing that to us during that time.
Right.
Go ahead.
Okay. Now, when it came to what's his name, sir? Aquitaine. News was brought him what had happened unto Nicanor, and Timotheus. Verse 4. Then swelling with anger, he thought to avenge upon the Jews.
Upon who?
The Jews.
On who? What the hell do we have to do with what the hell he did?
Right.
We ain't have a damn thing to do with that. You know what I'm saying? He went to Persia, got his ass kicked. You know what I'm saying? Right. Then he dealt, you know what I'm saying, with these cats. They ain't got nothing to do with us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Read that part again.
Then swelling with anger.
Swelling with anger. Go ahead.
He thought to avenge upon the Jews.
Right. So when America, up under Donald Trump, starts to get their ass kicked in World War III, who's going to be to blame?
The Jews.
Right. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Okay. The disgrace done to him by those that made him flee.
They put his ass on the run. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Therefore commanded he his chariot man to drive without ceasing.
He told him to drive furiously. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Now he's starting to overfill himself. Watch. He's going to start to overfill himself now. Go ahead.
And to dispatch the journey, the judgment of God now following him.
It said the judgment of God did what?
Following him.
The judgment of God is following him.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Hot on his trail. Like he's hot on our trail to come to destroy us. This is the things that we got to pray for in this kingdom right here.
Damn right.
We were separate then.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So with us being separate, the Most High put the judgment hot in the pursuit up on the man that come to do evil things to us. But while we're integrated, the Lord he ain't doing that.
Right.
While we integrated, the Lord's like, well, they love this people more than me. I mean,
if we integrated, we're not serving the Most High.
Right.
We are a holy people,
right,
which means separate.
Right. Go ahead.
For he has spoken proudly.
Spoken proudly. Who speak proudly on the television today?
That piece of filth, Donald Trump.
Right. You see this? And this is starting to set up his own destruction.
Right.
Go ahead.
That's a luck if I would. Which is like what you're saying is heavy. I know everybody's seen that clip where he, like you said, he's speaking proudly, act like he's a man with no fear. but they played some Mexican music.
He started ducking and swooning. Yeah. I remember that. You know what I'm saying? I think I brought that out in the class that I see there. He started ducking and swooning and all that.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Speaking proudly.
Now, for real, think about the forerunner to that. Before he was in office, there was a movie come out. Does anybody know what this movie is? It's supposed to be it's a Quentin Tarantino movie. It had Don Johnson playing the role that Donald Trump is playing now. Right. You see what I'm saying? Now, what was his big fear? His big fear was the Isupk rifle. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right, coming for him.
Right. They showed you Donald Trump before Donald Trump. They had that the hell the man he played name was damn Donald. Right. Don Johnson. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But they showed you what they was getting ready to do, right? And when they played that Mexican music real loud, boy, he started shaking, start spooning and ducking and when get ready to flip and take some little kid and put it in front of him like this, you know what I'm saying? He was ready to do all of that, you know what I'm saying? He was ready to do a Nino Brown, you know what I'm saying? The New Jack City. Right.
Oh, God. It says, all right. It says, for he has spoken proudly in this short that he would come to Jerusalem and make it a common burying place.
He's talking about making Jerusalem a grave.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Now think about it. With us separating, right? They're gonna have the same thought. They're gonna go out, get their behinds kicked in wars and everything. Because one thing, we're not gonna be fighting with them for the most part. You know, have some Negroes still trying to fight with them, right?
Right.
But with us being separate and them getting their butts kicked by another, you know what I'm saying, army, what are they gonna do?
They're gonna be trying to take it out on us.
Right. It's similar to the nigga, you know, the bully in school run across some dude that he can't bully or whatever, and the dude checking his behind, and then he look at somebody that he's used to bullying, like, you know what I'm saying, nigga, the fuck you laughing? You know what I mean? Just like my friend, you laughing at, nigga?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He wasn't even laughing at that. He's like, nigga, you know what I'm saying? He ready to beat dude up because he can't stand before the enemy that's right in front of him. You see what I'm saying?
Damn right.
That's the same situation. That's the same situation America's always been in. When America's always had a war, right?
Right.
And they start to get their issue in the war, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And they turn their wrath upon us, well, it was the same thing back then.
Damn right.
Go ahead.
Okay. Says that he would come to Jerusalem and make it a common burial place.
You talk about making Jerusalem a burying place. You talk about making all of Jerusalem a grave. Go ahead.
Of the Jews. But the Lord Almighty, the God of Israel, smote him.
Smote him. Right? Go ahead.
With an incurable and invincible plague.
Go ahead. For
as soon as he had spoken these words, a pain in his bowels.
Ooh. Yeah, pain in his bowels, right? Yeah. And notice another thing, too. The white man's always been good with torturing. The white man, that's one of the ways the white man will get you is torturing your bowels. That's what the Greeks used to do a lot. They would torture the person's bowels. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Okay. A pain in his bowels that was
remediless.
Well, that was
couldn't be cured. Remediless. Didn't have a
remediless. Come upon him and sore torments.
Saying sore torments. Go ahead.
Of the inner parts.
Of the inner part. Sore torments of the inner part. The Lord hit him with a plague right in his guts.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? The Lord could do the same thing with any type of commander or whatever that would try and come up against us if we are separate.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because you already know Donald Trump is going to have the same kind of wrath.
Damn right.
You see what I'm saying? He's going to have the same kind of wrath. The white man is predictable to people that knows, you know what I'm saying, his vices.
Right.
Go ahead.
Okay.
he can't help himself. He ain't gonna be able to help himself. You see what I'm saying? Just like Epiphanes couldn't help himself here.
Right.
Go ahead.
And that most justly, for he had tormented other man's bowels.
He did what?
Tormented other man's bowels.
The Lord gave him the judgment just like when he gives somebody else and hit him in his bowels. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Just like he was known for tormenting other men's bowels. Go ahead.
With many strange torments.
But damn, this torment right here. See, this is the type of judgment that we want. You see what I'm saying? Us going out and trying to do something to white people, that ain't
right.
giving them just judgment.
Talk about no justice, no peace.
Yeah, I mean, even killing them, trying to shoot them and all of that.
Right.
That's not giving them just. That's why the Most High said, you know, avenge not yourself, but give place unto wrath.
Damn right.
Give place to his wrath. He know the perfect punishment that everybody need.
Damn right.
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Okay. Verse 7. Howbeit he nothing at all sees from his.
Now look at this. Now hold on for a second. Now, when the pain started and everything, right?
Right.
He still kept going.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Just like when Pharaoh and them was riding the chariots, right? And they ended up riding them until they rode so furiously to where now they was going so hard that they couldn't stop. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
They just kept going. They didn't even care there was two big walls of water on the sides that they never saw nothing like that before. They said, I see sharks in a wall right here. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, and all type of octopuses and everything in a wall right here. They ain't even paying attention. They riding so fiercely that they ain't even paying attention to the obvious.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? They ain't think, whoa, wait a minute, hold on. Now, this is, you know what I'm saying? And by the time they did, the Most High broke them chariot wheels for them. You know what I'm saying? He caused the fury of their own riding to break their own wheels off right there and trap them inside the sea so he can kill them.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Howbeit he nothing at all sees from his bargaining.
Wait a minute, hold on.
BARGGING.
Wait a minute, let me see what we got right here. Bragging.
That's kind of come. Howbeit nothing at all sees from his bragging.
He was still bragging and boasting. Right? Now, this is when the demons is totally taking over. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
But still was filled with pride.
Still filled with pride. Go ahead.
Breathing out fire.
It said he was breathing out fire. Right? He's saying such scornful words of hatred of what he's gonna do to the Jews, and you know what I'm saying? He's breathing out pure fire. Go ahead.
In his rage against the Jews.
Go ahead.
And commanding to haste the journey.
Commanding to hasten the journey. He's telling them, even with the pain in his bowels, the terrible pain in his bowels, he's telling his army, go, go, go. You see what I'm saying? Faster. Go ahead.
But it came to pass that he fell from his chariot.
The Most High knocked him from that chariot, right? Which he was riding furiously, right? Now, go ahead.
Carried violently, so that having a sore fall, that all the members of his body were such pain.
Well, it's a detail inside there that I wanted to point out when it said that his pride came above the pride of man. There's a detail inside that story that I wanted to make a point of that. Let me see if I can find it right quick.
Okay. Which is a heavy point that Officer Tarap is making in this story, man. Like, the whole point of this story is that the white man is going to do whatever he can to try to kill you. He don't care if it kills him. He hates you so much that as long as you die, he's happy. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how they operate. That's how they are. You know what I'm saying? That's how they try to brainwash them other people to be. Like, when these terrorists was going around blowing themselves up and stuff, when they was sending them army guys over there, they was telling the army guys, you know what I'm saying, sacrifice your life so that other warriors can live. As long as we get the person that killed you, it's worth it. What kind of messed up stuff is that?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Look, just throw your life away, young dude. And we gonna make sure that we kill the person that killed you. But if you see a grenade, just follow him. Just follow him. It's okay. We gonna kill the person that threw it.
Right. I can't find that detail, but anyway, we'll keep on going. Keep going. Let's take it verse 7 again.
Okay.
The white man is the devil.
That's
what the
right.
Bible speaks of. And this right here is also showing the limits of his pride, and also what this is showing is the judgment of the Lord. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and
right.
how he could do things to people that we can't do. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Okay. Verse 7. Howbeit, he nothing at all ceased from his bragging,
He kept bragging, right?
but still was filled with pride,
Mm.
breathing out fire in his rage against the Jews,
Right.
and commanding to hasten the journey. But it came to pass that he fell down from his chariot, carried violently, so that having a sore fall, all the members of his body were much pained.
Yeah. All the broken, you know what I'm saying? You know, bones, all of that. Go ahead.
Damn right. And thus he that had a little aforethought, he might command the waves of the sea.
He thought he could command the waves of the sea. What does this mean? He thought he was what?
He thought he was a god.
Right. You see what I'm saying? This is the white man. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
So proud was he beyond the condition of man.
Yeah, read that part again. Read it slow.
So proud was he beyond the condition of man.
So that means, can anybody break that down? What that means, that his pride was more than the condition of man. Can anybody break that part down? Tell me what that means.
Salaki, I want to use a quote from a movie that you always see a white devil say. He'd be like, "Nothing can stop me. I am invincible."
Right, but it said beyond, you know, a man could say that.
Right.
But when it said his pride went beyond
the conditions of
man, right.
Like he thought he was like a god for real.
Not only that, that means that the demons totally took over.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's what that means. That's why it said beyond
the condition of man.
The condition of man, right. Because now the demons totally took over. You see what I'm saying? There was even no more him left there. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Go ahead.
And way in the high mountains.
That's what it means to be also to be demon possessed. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Go ahead.
And way in the high mountains, and a balance was now cast onto the ground and carried.
What does the balance represent?
The judgment.
Right. Just like in the time of Belshazzar, when the Lord said, "Belshazzar, you've been weighed in the balance and have been found wanting."
Right.
Okay, go ahead.
Was now cast onto the ground and carried in a horse litter, sowing forth until all the manifest power of God.
Go ahead.
So that the worms rose up out of the body of this wicked man.
The worms rose up out of him. Y'all heard this?
Right.
Not only is he, you know, all of his members was pain, now the worms rising up out of him.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And whilst he lived in sorrow and pain, his flesh fell away.
Ooh. His flesh became so like boiling like boiling something in a boiling chicken in a pot till it fall off the bone. You know what I'm saying? Damn. Go ahead.
And the filthiness of his smell was noisome.
Means, you know what that means? Can anybody say it was noisome?
Like annoying.
Not only annoying.
Like real messed up.
To where the people's like,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They couldn't stand it. It's annoying. You know what I'm saying? So they is like, oh my goodness, they like, man, look, they couldn't even, people throwing up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
All of that, you know what I'm saying? They couldn't even stand to even be near him. Go ahead.
And the filthiness of the smell was noisome to all his army.
Man, you heard this? To his whole army, they couldn't even stand to be within 50, 60 feet of him. He smelled so bad.
They're like, man, I'm not going in there.
Right. Right. They see the judgment that the Lord has for the people that come up against his people. Go ahead.
Right, had the worms rise up out of his body.
It don't stop there. Go ahead.
And the man that thought a little before he could reach the stars of heaven, no man could endure to carry for his intolerable state.
Said no man, they couldn't even carry the dude. They couldn't even carry him. He smelled so bad.
Couldn't even take care of him.
Right. Right. There's nothing they could do. He smelled so bad that they couldn't even go in.
Here, wherefore, being plagued, he began to leave off his great pride.
Now, you see this now? Now he started to come to his senses. Now he's back to being, you know what I'm saying, Antiochus Epiphanes now.
Right. It's a lucky.
Right.
That demon left him.
Right, exactly.
That demon left him. Demon like, I'm out of here. This dude about to die.
You know what? Right. And that demon was just like a Christian counselor.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? The one to tell your woman, you know what I'm saying, the one to tell the woman or whatever, you don't need him. You see, you don't need it. You can do better than that.
Yeah, the counsel's divorces.
Yeah, you can do better than that. If he ain't, he ain't letting the toilet seat down, he's showing that he ain't got no real concern for you. You see what I'm saying? Now she going back home and everything. Now she put his stuff out on the damn porch. He's gone. She take another nigga in. Next thing you know, he done gave her some foul disease. You know what I'm saying? He done gave her AIDS. You know what I'm saying? Now she like the Christian pastors, you know, what is the Christian pastor gonna do? He flee now.
Right. I didn't say none of that.
Right. He acts like he ain't said nothing.
Right.
He's fleeing just like that demon is fleeing from Antiochus Epiphanes right here. You see what I'm saying?
The most famous word. She misunderstood what I was trying to tell her.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? When it was plain as day. You see what I'm saying? It was totally plain. Go ahead.
Kind. Said, here, wherefore, being plagued, he began to leave off his great pride and to come to his own knowledge of himself.
Right. Now you see that he a man now. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
By the scourge of God.
Go ahead.
His plain in seizing, in seizing,
Is what when
right here.
his pain increasing.
Yeah, I fucked that up. So lucky. His pain increasing every moment.
He's hurting worse and worse every moment. Go ahead.
And when he himself could not abide his own smell.
Damn, he couldn't even abide his own smell.
He said those words. It is meant to be subject unto God.
Oh, look at this. Now you got to think about this for a second, right? Now, who else was swelled up with pride like that? Nebuchadnezzar. Right?
Damn right. The Lord made him a beast.
Right. But the Lord showed mercy to Nebuchadnezzar.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Why didn't he show the same type of mercy to Epiphanes? Can anybody tell me that?
because he wanted to be a god. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to be a god.
So did Nebuchadnezzar.
Right, but he, like, when his vengeance wanted to go on slay the Jews, and he was separated from them devils. And the Most High had our protection.
Right, but so did Nebuchadnezzar. He did the same thing. Let's think deep for a second. Right?
Right.
Now, the reason why the Lord didn't do Nebuchadnezzar that way is because Nebuchadnezzar didn't exceed his boundaries in the things that he did. The Most High said that, he was going to come. What did he do? He came down into the land. He killed up the people, killed men, women, children, took the babies, dashed them up against the ground. You know what I'm saying? Took everybody as captives, but then he stopped.
Right. He didn't.
Right.
Yeah, kind of.
You see what I'm saying? He stopped. Not only did he stop, he let us have our own, place without him doing anything to us, because the Lord said that we would be serving the king of Babylon for 70 years.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? He didn't exceed his boundaries, you know what I'm saying? As far as the things that he did, you know what I'm saying? And not only that, he didn't come in and pollute the temple. He just took everything that was there and brought it up to Babylon.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? The Greeks took and made them fried. They took and had a pork fry right in the temple.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? They had a pork fry right inside the temple.
Right.
So he didn't exceed what the Lord said that he was going to do. And he didn't keep his wrath against the Jews. He didn't sit there and put us in the ghettos of Babylon and be like, man, I just can't let them, because they living too good over there. We got to go and we got to kill them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We got to go. We got to do evil stuff to them. You see what I'm saying? This is the reason why the white man's going to get such a harsh judgment.
Right.
Because he will not allow us to be at peace. Nebuchadnezzar and them allowed us to be a separate society inside Babylon.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He respected, you know what I'm saying, our laws and so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? And, we paid him tribute, and that was the relationship. You see what I'm saying? He didn't exceed, you know what I'm saying, the boundaries or whatever. What he was doing, he was on a campaign just to take over the world. He had no personal beef with us. You know what I'm saying? And he came, anybody that was resisting him, you know what I'm saying?
He killed.
Right. He brought the action. You know what I'm saying? And the Lord told us not to fight against them.
Yeah, right.
The Lord told us not to do that, because and then what he was actually doing was actually carrying out the Lord's anger when he came in and did all that, because the Lord told us not to fight against them. You see what I'm saying? But to go ahead and go into captivity. That's what the Lord had said. Because the Lord was on the side of Nebuchadnezzar as Nebuchadnezzar was campaigning to take over the world, because the Most High had a plan. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
He had an overall plan there. But with Epiphanes, right? Yeah. He get his ass kicked by another, you know what I'm saying, another army, and his hatred is always directed at us. That's the reason why he got such a harsh judgment. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And not only that, but he did not respect anything of the Lord. You see what I'm saying? Nebuchadnezzar had respect. Nebuchadnezzar took all the golden vessels and all of that, put them in the safe houses and all of that, up in Babylon, and didn't do nothing to them.
Right.
But the Lord killed Nebuchadnezzar's son because of the disrespect. You know what I'm saying?
Didn't he drink out of one of them?
Right. Not only did he drink out of them, but his own, he had his lords around and gave them the vessels to drink out of. And the Lord killed his ass too.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Killed him, you know what I'm saying? Well, Nebuchadnezzar didn't catch that same kind of judgment. But Epiphanes did. You see what I'm saying? Because the Most High weighs everything in the balance. That's why I said a scale was used here. You know what I'm saying? To weigh everything in the balance right there. And he seen that he messed up really, really bad.
Yeah, right.
You see what I'm saying?
So you got that, don't you?
You know, right. You know what I'm saying? And the Lord also look at the bloodline and all of that. You know what I'm saying? What his fathers did. You know what I'm saying? That's why he said, I will run the iniquity of you and your fathers together. You see what I'm saying?
Hey, Warrior, check that camera right there.
This one?
No. The security camera. By the car. Is everything good?
Calm.
Right,
so let me get a time check too, Warrior.
It's 6:15.
6:15? Okay. Now, okay, let's keep going with that.
Okay. I left off right.
And this also, what this is, this also kills Christian doctrine. I've read something in here that would really kill the Christian doctrine. Go ahead.
Okay. And when he himself could not abide his own smell, he said these words, it is meant to be subject unto God, and that the name, it's lucky, and that a man that is mortal should be proudly think of himself as if
Take your time.
so lucky. And a man that is mortal should not proudly think of himself as he were a god.
Right. You see this? Go ahead.
This wicked person vowed also unto the Lord, who now no more no more would have mercy upon him.
Wait a minute. What did it say? That he would no longer what?
Have mercy upon him.
Said that he would no longer have mercy upon him.
Right.
Right? What did the Christians say? You know what I'm saying? Right. The Christians are having you thinking now that kills the whole thing that, you know, the Christ died for everybody.
So right? We're saved through the mercy of the Most High.
Right. You know what I'm saying? But the Lord, he said the Lord would no longer have mercy on this dude. Yeah. He went way too far, and the Lord looked all the way back in his lineage, seen Esau. You know what I'm saying?
Right. He got to go.
Right. And see that no righteousness would come from this dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
Go ahead.
The wicked person vowed also unto the Lord, who now will have
no longer
who now no more would have mercy upon him, saying this, that the holy city to the which he was going in haste to lay and even with the ground, and to make it a common burial place, he would set at liberty.
You see, he talk about freeing the city, right?
Right.
Go ahead.
And as touching the Jews, whom he had judged not worthy so much as to be burned, but to be cast out with their children, to be devoured of the fowls and the wild beasts, he would make them all equals to the citizens of
Hold on. It's got to be read right. Hold on.
Almost right here.
Okay.
What's that city name? Atkins.
Okay, you right at verse 16.
Yeah, at the end of it. It was at the end right here. Sure, I started right here, and I was trying to get that city name.
Well, Athens.
Atkins, yeah, that's what I messed up at. I'm not sure if that was Atkins.
Okay. He will make them all equals. Hold on, I'm gonna read that part again.
Okay.
But to be cast out with their children, to be devoured of the fowls and wild beasts. He was going to cast the children, the women and their children out to be ate by animals and birds. You see what I'm saying? He will make them all equals to the citizens of Athens. He's talking about repenting from that thought and making them all equals to the people in Athens, which was in Greece. Right. And the holy temple, which before he had spoiled, he will garnish with goodly gifts and restore all the holy vessels with many more, and out of his own revenue defray the charges belonging to the sacrifices.
So what he's saying now is that I'm going to make you pay
your
money.
No. He's talking about restoring everything. Because he's paying, you know what I'm saying? Because he done messed up and went way too far. So he's talking about giving liberty unto the cities of the Jews, and to give back, you know what I'm saying? He talking all of this good stuff.
Yeah.
Right. So remember, his words are smoother than butter, but war was in his heart, right? So this is showing you that the white man can't be saved.
Yeah, right.
You see what I'm saying? But what would the Christian think about this letter, this eloquent letter that he's speaking right here? What would the Christian think about that?
They would think that he had, well, the white man ain't so bad. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what he would think. And they can be saved. See? They can be saved. They got love for us. We should all join together and hold hands.
Right. They'll be more likely to get angry with the Lord for the judgment that he's putting up on Epiphany.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That's the spirit of Christianity, because they don't understand judgment and justice. You see what I'm saying? Not unless we the ones that's getting it. You see what I'm saying? They understand it then. The white man locked the drug dealer up, you know what I'm saying? Give him 25 to life and all of that. The Christians understand that well.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But he don't understand when the white man goes to jail. He don't get that. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
White man, let a white cop kill somebody black and him go to jail. Hell, black pastors would be one to protest too. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Okay. Now let's go to Isaiah chapter 34.
Okay. You said Isaiah
Right.
34?
Yeah, Isaiah 34:1.
Isaiah 34:1. Come near, ye nations, to hear and hearken, ye people.
It said, come near, ye nations. You know what I'm saying? So should we be thinking about, global peace and all of that? Should we be thinking about that, y'all?
Hell no.
No.
Right. We shouldn't be thinking about global peace. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Okay. Let the earth hear, and let all that is therein, the world and all things, come forth of it.
Go ahead.
For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations.
Upon how many nations?
All nations.
So who should we be trying to join and trying to save them and trying to make them, trying to love them and make them love us?
Hell no.
Damn right. So when the Lord's judging these nations, and when we see on CNN, what was it, Kabul or whatever just got bombed, how should we feel about that?
We should be happy.
Right.
We should celebrate.
Right. We should get some strong.
Damn right.
Get strong and some beers and everything. Have some good food cooking. Hell, they dancing in our blood, right?
Damn right.
You know what I'm saying? They dance in our blood all the time.
Damn right.
When white people have, when they the weekends and they all at the clubs and everything doing their little corny dances, what are they really doing for real? What are they dancing? What are they so happy about?
That we still enslaved and they're still on top.
All right. That's what they're happy about. You see what I'm saying? You take that element off the table, how much dancing will be going on then?
Damn right.
They'll be like we are. They'll be killing each other at them damn bars. You know what I'm saying? They'll be murdering the hell out of each other. You know what I'm saying?
Damn right. Damn right.
Because all of their joy and all their mirth will turn to anger. You know what I'm saying?
Damn right.
Go ahead.
Come on. And his fury upon all their armies.
It said his fury upon all their armies. So who the hell are we just trying to get in the way of the Lord's judgment? World War III is happening. It's cracking. It's coming down. You know what I'm saying?
Damn right.
What we can do about that is actually separate, take our love off of America.
Damn
You
right.
see what I'm saying? And put it up on our own people.
Damn right.
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Come. He hath utterly destroyed them. He hath delivered them to the slaughter.
He had delivered them to the slaughter already. It's already been set. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's already been set. Ain't nothing you can do about it except for you worry about your own damn people, because they damn sure gonna be worried about theirs.
Damn right. Stay the
You know
hell
what
out
I'm
the
saying?
way.
Right. Go ahead.
Come. Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stank shall come up out of their carcass.
what happened to Epiphanes?
His thing came up out of his carcass.
Right. So that's going, that wasn't just a judgment that was set for him. Now who can come up with a better judgment for the white man than all of this? Because they gonna get this, they're gonna start to get this as a whole.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? All the men are fighting white men. You know what I'm saying? Their stinkers and the ones that have done joined themselves with the white man. Their stink gonna rise up out of the carcass too. Go ahead.
Yeah, right. Their slain shall also be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood.
So the mountains melted with their blood.
Yeah,
right? Now to get, not only is this literal, they blood pouring down the mountains like rivers, but it's also talking about too the high up governments and everything is just gonna dwindle away.
Right. Their blood in the cities.
Right. All of their policies and all of this stuff is they're just gonna become weak.
Damn right.
Go ahead.
Okay. And all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved in the heavens, shall be rolled together as a scroll.
Anybody know what causes this? Picture it in your mind. Take a picture in your mind. Read that part again.
Come. And all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved.
All the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved. Go ahead.
And the heaven shall be rolled together as a scroll.
As a scroll, because a scroll, what do? You roll the scroll up, right?
Right.
And you can also roll the scroll together the two ways like that.
Right.
Now think about it. What causes that?
Well, when it says all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, all the hosts.
You're not going to see them.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And it said the heavens will roll together like a scroll.
Which means
nuclear weapons.
Right.
Don't they cause mushroom clouds?
Sure.
When they cause mushroom clouds, a nuclear weapon go. You look at Hiroshima and Nagasaki when the atom bomb was dropped. What happened? The heaven rolled up. You know what I'm saying? Was dissolved and rolled up, and everything was rolled up like a scroll.
Yeah,
because the cloud and it unfolded in itself. You see what I'm saying? It's like a scroll does.
And all the hosts shall fall down as the leaves falleth from the vine, as a fallen fig from the fig tree.
All the airplanes. You see what I'm saying?
All the predator drones.
Right. All of
satellites.
You know what I'm saying? They can set off bombs, you know what I'm saying? And the flames and everything go so damn high. I mean, think about it. If they can't see.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can't see, you can't fly.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? And stuff, smoke so thick and all up in the damn, you know what I'm saying? Little engine ventilation systems and all that. You know what I'm saying? All type of stuff going down. Most I can send insects inside the ventilation system.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? And then everything jam up, and what are they gonna do? They're gonna fall.
Yeah, right.
They're gonna drop. Go ahead.
For my sword shall be bathed in heaven.
Anybody want to take a crack at that?
Just like what you was just saying. Like, how they want to be in outer space and all of that crap. He gonna destroy them there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He gonna destroy them in the airs. No matter where they at, he gonna destroy them.
Right. But see, also too though, when a blacksmith is forging a sword, you know what I'm saying? He's a cold sword maker, like the dude in Kill Bill.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Was that Hanzo, whatever the hell his name was?
Yeah.
He forged a sword, and the Lord said his sword is going to be bathed in heaven, because what does a blacksmith do? He gets made this cold sword, right? And he
quenches it.
Now he's ready to kill with it. You know what I'm saying? And the Lord said that his sword is going to be bathed in the heavens, and what else?
Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea.
It shall come upon. Anybody know who Idumea is? It's Edom. Idumea is the Greek name.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So, here we go. It shall come down upon Idumea.
Upon Idumea. Why does it say them first? Who was that?
The white man.
Right. You see what I'm saying? That's who it's gonna come down upon. The Lord said He's gonna bathe His sword in the heavens, right?
Right.
And just like the blacksmith sets it in the water, you know what I'm saying? Now he got a cold sword that he done forged. You know what I'm saying? That he done sat there and done, you know what I'm saying? Got that thing to perfection.
Right.
And He's gonna bring it down upon the head of the white man.
Damn right. That's
right.
right. Tell him, come. And upon the people of my curse to judgment.
Judgment. You see what I'm saying? This is World War III right here. You know what I'm saying? When the Most High, when they fighting each other and all that, then they finally figure out. Just like I said, we always the direct target when anybody go to war. They blame us. You see what I'm saying? So what are they going to do at this time? They're going to be fighting against each other. Then they're going to say, wait a minute, hold on.
Let's kill these niggas.
Right. We got a common enemy. You see what I'm saying? And the Most High is going to use that to bring them all down. You know what I'm saying?
Damn
and He said His sword is going to be bathed in the heavens so it can come down up on Idumea. Now, with that being said, okay, go ahead. You got it.
No, it's time.
Oh, okay.
That's all I was going to say.
With that being said, we have the Isupk coming out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana.
That's right.
What time is it exactly?
6:31.
Okay, so we came past the time. All right. And with that being said, Shalom. Yeah, good insight, brother. Good insight.
We're going to finish.
Yeah, it's done.
We're finishing up this one. Yes, sir. I didn't want to cut you off while you were talking.
Oh, okay. No, sorry. Yeah, just do this. You know what I'm saying?
Call
no, go ahead. Call him. Yeah, whenever you want anybody want to say anything, you know what I'm saying? Just, you know what I'm saying? Put a fist up. You know what I'm saying?
Go on.
So lucky, sir, you might want to do this. I don't know how to see.
Okay.
I know how to stop to my feet. Popped up cancel. I'm like, hell no.